We are going to discuss a very important topic. Yebeka sabe adwenimuka ana ya abodam ana so obi adwenimu atosi ho asem aya spiritual ana ye bibi no obi ahwi ana wanom ana soso se obema bi a wadi oba bi hwam ana bema bi a oba bi a wadi obema bi ehwam na ate afa na adwenim na so obema bi na adi hwam na afa wadwenim adan mema ne se bi wo kurom so baby so na adi hwam a omo abu ewo kurom enti eye honhom bi ena taye kire yesi obi anum weed obi ahwehwe bibi ama na adwene mu aka eye honhom bi na taye kire obi ahwe mfie bebrebe oda so te ase obi ko hwe bia na ne fie ye ka ne sa abefom de omo ho agim eno ena ye topic no ende sebe adwene mu yare adwene mu ka abodam eye honhom bi ena taye kire ana ye sinto ena ye betoa ye nwokwan so ana ye de ye na ye boro ya dwene so na ya dwene etefa so eno ena ye topic no ende wudi bomubo ni tefu a ene ye ka abodam ho asem midinya ede Maame Grace safe na wa dane wa fidie no ato ha unhwerehwe afe na me ba be introduce me guest no me wo guest no wa ha omo de omo no mo ka se ye rolly cameras ana ye rolly camera ye nya ready cry be rolly ama omo maka chonkofo omo tina platform we so emre bia omo pe omo ye permanent wa ha omo bada omo pe na ye rolly ene omo discuss Mystic Twins. I welcome you.
Thank you.
Muka se nesumi hu Mackenzie ni na Maame ni e wade amede hwe me nkwam secret e mamu akwa aba enne me wo doctor ni a wakwadare e wo wasuade o ne de ne nye doctor na obi so mo wo ye doctor obi sa ne se wo ye herbal doctor wo ye medical doctor ana wo ye book doctor na ogina ho hwe wanim o ye nre doctor we de doctor papa medical doctor me wo no wo ahanom so doctor Mema wakwaba at the bar Revelations. So you are watching Revelations today. We are discussing madness. Omo mo abodam nam kromu shentade omo no mo dooso. Maame. Eya nkofo num weed. No mo hwehwea ba ko no me nhyada ni ho idea nti. Omo hwehwea sa niama no ana obi agyaye obi aware na akọ wrong na etefa so a. Sebio mo na munim huhu mu niama. Na munim abayisem. Aya abayifo ka ho ana mo na mo ye.
Now, there is a phrase that they put it this way: we are mortal beings living a spiritual life, but in reality, the context you read like we are spiritual beings living a mortal life. I'm sure there's a doctor here and you testify to that. They just don't accept these facts, but the reality of it, we cocaine, you soon I from salamanders. You be gem, omuti cigarette, a DBF jembiam, almost one mutete cocaine, the leaf herba, we no more cocaine never in so as soon as we bitim. I won't know beyond your pay. Send our only bidi bojano, it be sweet pinjot, a tree, it be sniffy cocaine. Ain't you know, and young one, be a soon come. You could do pempers will be up. Now the corner, the ama wodo, physical body, and share a din munyama if it's not glorifying God. Now the corner demonizing, and the best I need do ya. Now if you can see we yet, telling legalize we Ghana no. But go for brain cocaine to keep themselves active. Me in car say we go cocaine and on we no man and on your focused. But obi an na yema no. E bi so adwene emere, adwene no eni nya na all the same level. E bi de na emere. Nti ne bi kakra be kan wa. The substances no be kan wa. Na why yes no red na kodane black na kodane. Obi asunsun so ha. Obi kono wi akopɛ kotana geto abodam. Obi so no wi sa me fi bia no te kuma se kwara so state me kai. Police for the fan or you man be 70 years. Sorry, no kind of graphic, no shit in Tampi. Police for the fan, no go police station. No, we did all counter back was a police in the command and about said, Papa, the old me, I bet you was a day. Or say, Miss you, we are, Mash you nipper. Miss you, we are, Mash you nipper. Because for no level, no, or she we are, or the kind of graphic at the fan wandering, a dream braboom. And so, teenager, you are shit. Not second fork, you be or could you be phone, or could you be car upon a Juma Okufi. And you know, a draining dream by beer. You find you being count. Soon yadenya. You find you being count because we biano. Soon to me, soon one nam. Quantify one nam. We be a team boo baby. Emma be a foul, not a chrono. I bet overcome you now, but so. Nothing, I bet abuse over 2 months in time. Why, yes, I didn't want to internet. And it's not just for drugs. Even sex can be something that I did with me doing. It will be
home to me, didn't who Jim?
Home to me, spirits bibia baby omutimi wura technology machines
bibia nti Mackenzie obi wo honom a honhom bi betimi apiapia ne se konom kwahye o mpa ne ho asemote ne baabi na spirit no atimi akosra ne se meti he so se konom na ene na disi so
dabi ye wasem bi se Nyankopon nim ne obedi no china. That's a lie. Because angels, demon push ya osisi a mama grace ohia wa de obetime hu afa ho from the experience on nipa nante to nim how your behavior and how you act when or the idea we show in someone obi say no be act but soon be no we are not even Nyankopon oba de bo so nya sase ne betime hu trimpo say me tie me betwe shotgun dia bodoka soon be no wetu hu we are Nyankopon ponim but metime ready hu say no I don't know then say sofa no sa
adwene no
sana demon spirits nya tie nti obi no oto kwa Maame se brafie upon school a SS ni brafie memfa nkofa na afofo menko ese ya sunsun betu se anoma edo akotena getu se konum wi wo hwe bibi e wo TV so wo tie num bi wo hwe akatafo apremafo bi a wo hyehe amana yefe wo hwe ne bi television everything wo hwe na de ni wura wa adwin mu nti no beka say okay ma try paper graphic na sha share de na your pictures obo on fashion buta o de say keke afi na graduate no share ni promise yenko geto numwei obi won so won hye bi but tena omumu ti hu se ni ko numu no you can pay big deal ya na for no ankasa koto no ankasa tena fi no twitwa no osua na afi no wate awuram yeso wabodam or the week obo na no abodam enso nipa no ono an de ne nan nipa dua na ankasa sunsun bi an hye no e na okotena na TV ni on ekohwehwe the things that influence I won't say hip hop but lifestyle bi kwa abonti en fe akatafo say scamming life bi George chance you afena ko pie wi ti nipa bia no oto pe ono ade ne pe e be sori aka se na me to kwana me sha ase se me kono wi da bi nipa dia no pe ansa na sunsun no e be ba ewura wo
nti eye anamontu a wo betu no na honhom na nya ho kwan ababa ewurem se mete ase a o ma ho kwan a na ababa ewurem nti ontumi show fort so me wure hu fa wo nya fi doctor which you are bebre mo ye a whole lot mo who sicknesses do you believe in spiritual things do you think nyamani bi wo hu ase we de enye me o yo so for nka baka say we de enye biblical we de enye biblical na when who bibi sa like when who bibi hu say ade we de bayifo bi comfort tatu am we bi ta akire e bi ato sada
ana ebia obeka say we dey enye medical ase enye hospital ase but anyway I want to say that it's very good say you are discussing this and in Revelations in the sense that there are a lot of misconceptions out there about the causes of mental illnesses. Like you just said, that what people know outside is that for somebody to be mentally ill, then it is 3 causes. Either the person is taking substance, cannabis, tramadol, cocaine, alcohol, whatever it is. 1. 2, broken heart. Then 3, a fearful spirit. A fearful spirit. Those are the 3 misconceptions people see as the causes of mental illnesses. But in reality, this is what I want to say, that science has advanced so much that right now we have been able to understand and learn the makings and makeup of our mind. 10, maybe 100, 200 years ago, if something is happening to a woman and the baby, a pregnant woman, and then the baby passes, they are going to associate it to spiritual forces. But ABR, it was just the folic acid and then the fesolates, and that was what caused anemia and then caused a miscarriage. And I said, now she was pregnant in the early stages, and oye ejumade and akolano
or lifting nyama
in a BPA. But right now, with the advancement of science, we've been able to understand the physiology of mental illnesses. And like they were rightly saying, it is not true that you would say that this person has a particular issue and that it is the spirit that has caused that. We don't have anything of that sort. The spirit can perpetuate it. And I believe in spirits because I am a spirit being. I believe in spirits and I'm a spirit being. But like Mackenzie was saying, it is not the spirit that would move you and say, go and smoke It is not a spirit that will tell you that kofa tramadol. No, it is the being. It is the person and the environmental factors that account for that. He spoke about some of these environmental factors, and I don't want to get into that, like watching TV, listening to music, certain type of music, and all those kind of things. Those are the things that push people to want to try. Then they keep trying, and then it develops into an addiction where they cannot stop whatever they are doing. So now, I take it then, we have two people who are both smoking cannabis. Obi ashesa 10 years, 20 years. I didn't know they are one board down. But me, they are 5 years, and I may board down.
It been for 2 days.
2 days, now I board down. And that brings us to the genetic makeup of the person, hereditary factors of the particular person. So, a bimu or honomonua, that's what we will say in our local parlance. We say, we know and geno. So we have that because the biological makeup of my Grace would be different from the biological makeup of me. And so when you take it, this is. I
don't know. Can I say obi spirit yedin, obi spirit yedin. Adie bi wo ho a.
So obi say funny face. Osha the biological what he's saying is very low. Until bibi sa ko kana eko click bia na amad na
emotional atie fiso ontumi balance
na fe no onye stable bibia
ade na me pese mi hu ni se nka doctor betimi aka chem say cases ni bo ahwo ati mu say we de ade we pa de Bible mu ambam.
Yes.
O medical books no so ambam. Na we de mfiri esoro ho baby.
Yes. And so that's the explanation that he was trying to give, that it is about the person and the being. So we have some people, so ebia we now wafano, and I say something has happened, what we call them stressors of life. So they are stressors of life, and these stressors of life could be positive or negative stresses. So if you hit or you get a negative stressor, for instance, Mako Wia Nibibi, and because Mako Wia Nibibi no, he is so traumatized to the extent that now, because I have stolen the car, the person cannot move or the person cannot do whatever the person has been doing with the car. And this particular person has a particular latent, what in medicine we call it, cognitive dysfunctions, cognitive distortions. So with that particular trauma, so with that particular trauma, it will then trigger a certain emotional feeling that would bring about the depression, that would bring about the anxiety, that would bring about the psychosis. And very good. Now, Brusso.
You are watching Revelations. Me, I investigate things. I have things to do with spiritual things. Na me dem investigate madness. Me dem timi hu se abayisem. Mackenzie, we see madness. The ekeka weed nyina mba nti se sie pa me ti hoi. Na se me fa me hu example. Na sa Anita ba Jimmy kunu. Na me de na ba mo ho se dwuma so oba yi di aye me pa de mon tinye ni bibi na onja me kuma me na mun ebi ntimi nti me ye onyini ho eno sa madness no is it not spiritual?
It's spiritual.
So what do we call that? How do we define that?
Okoji obi kunu okoji obi ga abo no ho ka e ho akatua na onya
hwe anya wo ye ni bibi asa abodam ne ba yo
suzu nyuma de be de say Anita na de ba ya
wanya ne ye de a
Anita de ba ya na pota yo ane de me kona gusu ne de Maame get picture na to so
me picture fa Anita de to so na wa twi ama akona ni ase
ono ane be twi ama akona ni ase ono ye de mediator wona wonu asem de hoye
na me kwa fresh spirit no so na whatever no but ono de be twi ade no ono be cast spell no
me ba sa de we won kwaso pa mbaba wana aba na omu di nkrofo kun echi ne a lot of married women no oma ye traumatized omu ti dem mu fie ho ba oma bodam
so omu sebe inti no omu tu anamo na ka de sebe ye de o se ye se abe funti de menchen asofu so betimi aye ne ma fita nkwantana ne ma bia ya ma soja gunu so anadwo oto na koma di ne primprim nko bi kunu bi
no okoda
but nkwara no so wan ben
nkwara so abin
onko bi kunu nko abra no se on yera tena say 4-5 years okono abin te no ukunu chinya chine tena say kima ohun say yikura ofi
why dani adoi
tomo mbe ko kle kwa koja ba no mbeji ukunu utwumu tan
nti no
afini e pedis
da
obi abin obi akora no obaji kunu no chese bibia bi tutu she obi
oye Kristo ni abin hu wo Yesu mu ate entena wonom na
na bele ka
enya bibele ka se e ho de bin ni bi ni ho
esa be ma no na dwen say
aye onam na aye ne te say
otu akosi on 5 minutes adwum efi efre
this thing that we are talking about the drugs the broken hearted the hipa na e man krofo oboda except be omo adwene mu ka and why.
So that's why I was trying to explain that it's dependent on the individual and the amount of stress.
Obetimi. So the end I am recorded pa.
So in the medical setting, you see there are a whole lot of things. The ones that we usually see with regards to when you come to mental illness, there are like 1,001 mental illnesses. So with that, different and it varies. It is not as a result of a life stressor. It is not as a result of broken heart. For instance, we have bipolar affective disorder, mania. We have depression.
I know. After delivery, no, they go through those things.
Exactly.
But this one, may capitalize on the only things now you discuss. When you say you be kwa bipolar ne hwan na chese ye ko school force ye nye ready ye pese ye fiti asem na ni ase wo hu asem bi ye obi adwene afo se obi na awo no huhu mu pane bi e na ate afa
so eno na me say eno no de me nim ho
uhu bi da
me hu bi
anam pese oka
no enye se me pese me nkan but when they come omo basa no a ye tutu omo
campaign pain no wo se pain ni timete fa so a na many pa na ye depressed o free depressed and wa call climate na age prada age nsamu so what you say sometimes na unim say ye nyina ye de bi kura koto places say duro so ya bomb chain ni ade we believe so much say a spirit bi e na akowura nipa no adwene mu nti na me de hya makanzi mu so omo na so obi de obi ku obi akodi obi ku echi kakra omo ni bone fa chenti no ma awo ayowa ni meko na nipa na te na wakogina ho na nka me pese mi hu say why experience be once bi mpo as a doctor ebi am minim say mo ye scan ne hwan ebi wa mutumi ye bibie hu say we ye hu cost no ade no so aye yi ebi esida
so in science no ye wo bibia ye friend no idiopathic enti yetimi hu nema no in most of them yetimi ka say ebia we ene de bae because ye fan history ene ekoye mental state examination ne bibia ye betimi aka say we na e de bae but ebi mi wo hono a yes see idiopathic ye nim dia e de bae say enti say ye nim dia e de bae a
you betimi aka say spiritual
no yentimi nka say e spiritual because ye nim but say ka say e spiritual it means say ye nim say we ene de bae
chese mo de mo kasa based on evidence
nti
say mo nim de mo nim
ye nim a ye nim nti say ye nim a
say mo kwaje be ye kakra wa hana mo de so
enti ono so Mackenzie mu from say ebia omo betimi ahu obi a ebia sebe ne ti abom ana say bibisa na o ma ka che ne say we dear enye ye dia
enye ye ne ye
ebia omunko hospital minim say oma refer crofo to psychiatric hospital ni sa na manema no bi and it happens so it is we me the no there is based on evidence and scientifically no say if we cannot adduce a cause to it ye ka say ye nim say ye nim so ye nim
enti doctor wo say no mu nim that is how it happens Maame obi wo ho a onum weed sebe obo adwaman okoda be ma na chi ba na owusu patrot ya say obema bi afifie eja na yire ho ma sebe ade na fa na yire tirim ontumi nkofie osi onim ne so nimu we monsa wo munim hu bi mutumi yesa na me
yesanim abefo de ye papa de sai bone ne nso no bibia mu no wo ye bisansa na asam no wo say okay we ne difo na we ndi bi ansa na bibi won ma obeya wa ye wo kire na asam wo kan no sunsum timi influence obi sunsum hyewa ade na wo fa na ade wu say na wo dia so wo hwa obi ani no afa ko sunsum bi hyew one ma ho kwan ma sunsun bi hyew obi ko boy adwama ba fe no osu ska onya nyina guo na still na hwa ni mu a na woni no hu aba ni mu hu woni mu but regrets are a waste of emotions sunsun no ama no kwan ma sunsun no ye control like a puppet enti no won de won enti no sunsun de won adwaman fo sunsun da marine spirits who can on pe adwaman sunsun so pe adwaman o ne be ma na ba hye mu a o pe e won no nya na ho odin free enti no use body no but they also nya free no nya because who say so body no o gu no fin enti no you need to sit down enti no because bibi ye won na hu sa de ko no it's not it's like go beyond the paranormal case. Don't go to the hospital. O de cause of na be kono akono. Asem no wo no na be anim ye hu se ni sunsun asem. Obi ono so na ho na ndekeke doctor wa no wetu obi ono na sexual desire e osoro. Obi ono adwaman, adwaman twema e ma bibire bebre pa Ghana ha. Enti sa ni pasa no, ko doctor honom. Book bi na bibi na obekere wo, eduro bi na be no na be ma wo, depression ti na ma wo sexual desire na e kosoro bia na. TV na be hwe bibire bia, wa hwe Netflix o game, de be to bia ka for na be to a Dubai trip bi na be ko anu akọ just to clear your head. Ko bi ono me sunsun some people come, you look at them 16, 17 years. The boys be 4. We one trying to say, "Adwaman so no wasoro keke." And na wonya be ma ase, so no wasoro wotete. Nti no, o trans, one ka chene say be ma for eba. Sometimes you have to not like lie in a prophecy way, but you tell them, say, be ma papa baba, boa for beba. Nti no, ejajinchi no na be ma wait na 2 months, 3 months, jai. Ubi yegu e be to de bi na be ma papa baba no, na wa wode ni nyina no. Hwi no abetimi anya bia mo obi. And some of these cases, you need to just let them go to the hospital. When they go there, they feel like they have a problem. Some people don't have a problem, but they think they have a problem. And when someone thinks like that, it's mental. Most spiritual people are arrogant. They refuse to accept that. Oh, where they no. Mackenzie's office will beat me back. Not drips in Rujan Honum. Now, my ba, Mackenzie should not say, Gena Hano, or should no say, a diabolo be abono, but the abandoned diabolo, why we, Madam, for one hospital, and I need to retire. Oyamoja unya bibi rana 8 million was happen you know diabo na okofa obi onu bi ko ware ye okowo ye ba ko no ko we no koto awore sum unity ba ko na buru dua ama ne moja so ase na koma no onya
eno na me pese wo ba mu ni ye hwe no mutumi yesa
onya pressure twans
eye duabo no
ebo no ana yesu hu ye no ye fere susu no ye musu ni na ana ba ko no bu ndua no ye evoke no bai ana betena girl ni mu ana na ma me gina nchen ti asema ka che na girl na ka but ba ko no bu ndua no am so ye hwan ya o se me ye fia me ye sese je wa se wo betena me kunu me na bere 30 years ona be wo ma no wa wo de ye be wo am ya hwe ana se enti no you be say twa ka na ko nya say be the force say negotiation ye kura ne mpam sunsun say won ko sa because na ade no to na wo young girl oba ona hu sisi so na wo be gina ade a o say pata no abefo nko to ka sa pata panto kwa ho no nanso no
pata panto kwa na ye de ahia bie ho ni mu mami
obi yo papa mami grace yo papa na me de bone dan no na wo fa chi no hu say o na de o papa na wo ye bo bi no de dan no bone a ye adan ne no attack ne ye anaso obi akasa manim tia me na Mackenzie obi ahwe me su ne me ban odi matem o ha me ina we bi odi matem oguma ni mase
wonya hwe
me nya hwe etibi ni me nyina nkwanche na adwonso abom ho na wo dwa ho na dwa ho awonten because
si abodam ni bi mu na mokọ so mo de jonso
wo se otimi obitimi hwe obi keke na ne ho
se wo ho na adenti na wo nkasa wo de ekọ na wo jonso sa jonso free na ko mo ni
normal se obi betwen se ebi asem predia
sa wa yes obi on pe be ma no but pese ohun so waware no be ma waware no
de o pain keke
be ma waware no de o pe
enti no obi onu ma anyi bibia be yi onu so be yi bia sunsun fi bi onu so a bibi ko obi ani je no e na ade a ma na opese on say
ye no ko cheche ho che be ma no ko ne ko kasa oni ni ko e free
oni ni ko no na kise wabo from aboni kakra de egu ni so
na weed ne omo num weed no omo so ade ni piepie omo ko
no ko ni weed wow super glue ni na
omo so no
super glue ni na
omo de gu handkerchief mu te na manat se kutaze no mask no o de yesi
omo ye na abiribi
weed is super glue de so
nti we wo shepa we nti nya honhom mi na eye nkrofo ize eye honhom
but the na nkasa na ma no kwan ho
sa honhom no at denti a o pese o say nipa den
why would salamander no pese anya ma de ja uchi say no ram koba no nya ho kwan nti ono de open no pejamu open ma eye fiu